wise, so they just can't trivialize me and Alderman Virgil Jones and say we just seen and heard in Chicago, and we don't know what type of effect that has had. So, you know what? I guess I'll start out asking you that question. By utilizing these social networks and the internet, how is this enhanced and helped Plum to disseminate information?
Well, it's a means of dissemination of information all over the world. Before the internet, remember that the powers to be, the Luciferian forces, Skull and Bone or the Illuminati, they control the major
networks.
These are the major disseminators of information: ABC, NBC, Fox, Time Magazine. All those magazines are all under control of these powers. So many other organizations, one, that did not have the, well, first of all, you ain't got the money. And then if you had the money, you'd be censored. There's no way that you could disseminate the truth to the people. They were and then when the internet opened up, it allowed vast amounts of information to be disseminated through over the world. And in fact, Zabinski just recently, I think the last year or two, he said that the people are beginning to be awakened to the powers to be. So, you know, he's the one that helped determine Carter's foreign policy and also Obama's foreign policy. So you can begin to see he's a part of the black nobility, the trilateral, all the elite organization.
And comes from a royal family.
And comes from a royal family.
A lot of people don't know that.
Right.
They think he's just an ordinary, simple person.
Right.
Go ahead, you got a question.
I just want to point out something. When we talk about, you talk about the Trilateral Commission and etc., but most people don't talk about the Club of Rome. Would you just expound on that a little
Well, the
bit?
Club of Rome, again, is one of these elitist organizations that have determined policy throughout the world as far as major nations are concerned. One of the things is no growth. They believe that a nation should not be allowed to grow. They wanted to reduce the population, one. Two, they want to curb the industrialization. This is one reason why a lot of the third world countries are the state that they are, reduced population. They also want a dumb population. This is the reason they reorganizes the educational system. And the things that we were taught in, say, the 50s, under Benjamin, under segregation, that education system that we had then is 10 times better than what they have today in the schools. So they're not even getting just the facts straight. So that's the reason why you have such a mass functional illiterate amongst our people, and not only our people, blacks, but also amongst most Americans now that go into school, because they have deliberately dumbed them down. And the Club of Rome had determined that policy that they did not want American technologies to advance, whereby they would have sovereign freedom above the powers to be.
And they plan everything for 20-year intervals.
That's right. They plan everything. All this stuff has been planned.
You know, months ago, Steve Jobs is deceased right now. For people that don't know who Steve Jobs is, he used to be the CNO of Apple computers. But you know what? It was three, the maker of Facebook and Bill Gates, and Steve Jobs of Apple, Bill Gates of, I think, Windows, Microsoft. They met at the White House with President Obama. Do you think that it was good? Do you think that there was any conceived plan to take more control over the internet? Do you surmise anything that might have came out of that meeting for them to have more control over the internet? Well,
I'll give you an example. As Virgil said, again, their intent for the internet was not the way they didn't fully think that this thing would explode the way it did. It was primarily used for commerce, a little entertainment, but they never thought that people would rise up
and communicate
with each other all over the world. That wasn't even in the equation. Equation would be primarily
buying and selling.
Consumerism.
Consumerism.
As a consumer, that's what they thought it would primarily be. Some entertainment and that's just about it. But they never thought that you'd have organizations like us all over the world revealing various things about the various conspiracy things and truth that had awakened the people. If they had knew that this was going to awaken the people to the state that they would be in today, they would clamp down. This is a reason why it was used. This same thing was used in Egypt, Facebook, and etc. For those revolts over there in the Middle East. As a matter of fact, they tried to shut it down.
Make it spontaneous.
No, when I say shut the internet down, because this is a means that they were using to communicate and have people, like for Facebook, like for instance, what do they call these when these black kids were going down on North Avenue? What do they call that?
Spontaneous robberies.
Yeah, they call them flash mobs.
Flash mob. Okay.
So it was a means of communication quickly, and could arouse people to such an extent that they never thought it would be used as this intent. But the powers that be knew that they could start revolutions, but they never thought that the people themselves would use it to start a revolution.